Hello.
Oh, we're here.
We're here. It's been 3 weeks.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
We got lost. We couldn't find where the button was.
we got lost in a D&D wilderness. We have D&D'd. We just haven't specifically D-N to this D.
Chris couldn't find the URL, but we found it. We figured it out.
Setting up stream today, I felt very old man yells at cloud. But we are here now, and Bozeman is there. And I see, as well, Bozeman is on a 3-stream watch streak. What a guy.
Ooh.
What a guy. That makes you a super fan.
You are our number one fan.
Well, and then Stormy hopefully will turn up at some stage, and then we can have a super fan murder bowl. And
Stormy's here. Stormy. Hello, Stormy. Stormy's in.
Welcome. We are thrilled to be back in this creepy old place, and we're going to have a good chunky roundup and recap because we need it, and we know that you need it. So while we are recapping, feel more than free to make some comments in the chat. Tell us anything that we've forgot. Tell us what your favourite thing about last week was. More than happy to talk about Tristane really irritating a witch's coven. It's a personal highlight for me.
Yeah, that was good.
It's,
my fingers have already been offered.
Yeah.
Again.
We may have been bargaining with body parts before we began. Righty-ho. Also, if someone in chat can tell us how we're sounding. Is it all nice and balanced?
Yes, sound, look, feel, vibe, the whole thing. Taste. How do we taste, everyone?
How do we smell? Oh. Right, and it gives me great pleasure to hand over to our hostess with the mostess, our wonderful DM, Jacob.
Yeah, thank you. Please don't taste me, though everything else I would love feedback on. That I think I have questions. We have 2 options in front of us because there is a milestone that we have done and achieved, and it's introducing something new to the campaign. So would you like us to first go through, and I've brought up the map of Vallaki in front of you. Would you like us to kind of refresh our memories of what our heroes did last time, or would we prefer to first go into this and then do the recap before we launch straight into picking up the session?
Let's see what the chat thinks.
Yeah, Bozeman, Stormy, well, how do we feel? Astrofield, I see you over there. If you want to come join, let us know how you're feeling about it. I'd love to hear your input. There's a little bit of delay on the stream, but we'll get you. Hello.
Recap. Hello.
Recap is good.
Okay, awesome. So our heroes, and I'll call them heroes for
generously
for the weeks that I still can. So our heroes had made their way to the town of Vallaki. Our last session started off with a change of a guard, and not too soon afterwards we found ourselves walking through the streets and meeting a potentially cockney young fellow by the name of Yeska, who wanted some assistance with a bit of a distraction. He did not anticipate at all how proficient Bodhi and Tristane would be on said distraction. So much so that this distraction was not just a minor misdirection. This was a town-altering event where, for the first time in a very long time, the church was inundated and overrun with people fearing, praying, and seeking refuge from the fear that was inspired from the few touches and cascading hysteria that overtook the town. So, bravo, boys. We then found our two heroes off on their own personal developments, learning a little bit more about the longevity of their potential dinner host, as well as finding a little bit more about the missing bones that had been a place, or been in a place that made this church a bastion of safety. And the priest was very concerned about this.
St. Andrew's bones.
St. Andrew's, yes.
They've been missing since yesterday, we believe.
Mm-hmm. Bodhi also had a wonderful exchange where he showed Yeska his sword.
Whoa.
And let him hack at a tree for a little bit.
Crazy.
And thank you. And we made our way through town, and we came across a cart which gave us fine clothes that were tailored to the colour palettes that we had already been accustomed to. We had also found some armour and some other weapons before realising that a series of notes that had been sent in the past for this exact moment by a courier was ushering us to make our way to Lake Zarovich to the north. We arrived and rescued a young girl from drowning up at the lake. And we had concluded the session with very dangerous and ominous scarecrows that seemed to be following us, as well as a wonderful guest appearance from the master chef himself, Strahd, who had charmed Ismark. And thanks to a few words from our new friend Arabella, who advised him that there was someone invisible going through his castle right now, he then assumed a swarm of bats and hastily left just as quickly as he had arrived. And I believe our group, or gaggle, or ragtag bunch had decided to boost away from here back to Vallaki. Do you guys have any questions or anything else in part of that you would like clarification on before we rip into what we have in store for us ahead?
We have studded leather now.
Yes.
We have fine clothes that are on brand for both of us. We also have a... Bodhi has a sword, a short sword, from the cart. Yep, good. And Arabella told Strahd that he didn't even know that there's an invisible woman in your castle, and that's what actually caused him to go and release his hold on Ismark.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Notes. Look at this. I got notes.
Well done.
Look at him go. I haven't updated my armor from the studded leather armor.
I think I have 14 armor classes. Is that right, Fag?
Depends how much dexterity you have.
Mm-hmm. Plus 3. 16.
Then it should be 15.
Nice. See, that's why I keep you on staff, my friend.
Yep.
There is... what is it? We're going to pick up back in Vallaki. But something that I want to share with you guys, and we talked about this a little bit, and I want to share the specifics so that you have time to process and think before there's a time of a decision. And I will share the images with you outside of this. One of the things, as I'm sure you're aware, I've done before when it comes to heroes or NPCs or even sometimes magical items, is the idea of having progression so that these things are relative and rewarding, both decisions, milestones. So, allies that you may or may not come across will have a range of potential heroic advancements that they can do. So, Arabella is a NPC ally that has the base stat block that you see in the middle. So this is what she currently has, as well as her visions, right? So she's not at all a really a beefcake or some frontline bruiser. There are things tied to her specifically that I have no doubt that you will eventually do as you progress through the natural milestones of this campaign, where you will get the choice of every milestone of choosing an unchosen progression. So if we go up into the left to start with, you have the Mistwalker is going to be the first option, where her maximum hit points are going to increase by 12, her wisdom will increase by 2. She will get the following additional abilities or bonuses, which is Healing Herbs, Witch's Escape, addition to spellcasting, Protective Wards, and Vistani Miracle. All 3 of her progressions give her access to Vistani Miracle, which can only ever be used max once per day, but they then become further options for it.
She can instantly teleport every willing ally within 30 feet to another location within 120 feet that she can see. It's a group Misty Step.
Yes.
That's tremendous. Can Bodhi get this?
No.
It looks amazing.
So then if we come up into the middle, you take a quick snapshot. We have, again, another vitality boost with a dex increase. Then we have a Hex of Misfortune, a Grand Fortune, a Stronger Magic, so her spell DC saves increasing. She gets additional spell casting. She also will get, I think I need to make one correction because she's got 2 instances of getting Mage Hand, so that should be a different cantrip. And then Vistani Miracle here, so I think that is end all charms, frightened, and poison conditions affecting allies within 30 feet.
Wow. So do we have to, sorry, just to recap, so will we be choosing one of these for her, or can she progress and actually get all 3?
So she will, I hope, unlock all 3 of these by the time you finish the campaign.
I hope so too.
But it is what will be the choice, and this is why I wanted to share it in a little bit of time in advance. So there's 2 categories of heroic advancement progression, where there is active choices. So there are milestones, and once you reach certain milestones, I'll say, okay, cool, you've got another point, and you can choose of these 3 for Arabella, which one that you don't have yet you want to unlock. There is other NPCs which also have a similar system to this, but it's completely bind. So Alex, for example, has 9 improvements that I'm tracking.
Wow.
And they are things that are going to just be triggered. When you do or do not do certain things, it will trigger branches and choices that will shape who Alex becomes.
So Alex has a skill tree.
And this is organic as well. These are organically occurring without our knowing interference.
100%. So cool. Alex will be a reflection of how you play the campaign.
It's so wonderful.
And if we come over to, you've got Blood of Flayed up on the screen, which is fantastic. So you've got the Curse of the Black card. So someone makes a charisma save, speed becomes 0. They cannot regain hit points, which for the stat block that I have for someone like, for example, Strahd, because we developed this before the release of the new 2024 stat blocks, that is a really beneficial thing. And then they get disadvantage on saving throws, and it lasts for a minute. You also get Suggestion as a spell, and she gets a legendary resistance. And
she does.
Her Vistani Miracle is once a day she can just restore 40 hit points divided amongst creatures of her choice.
Just share them out. Tristane needs that right now.
Yeah, I'm
You're on death's door.
suffering, man.
Yeah.
I always end up this way.
Look, you put yourself in this position. Bodhi's fine. It's at full strength.
Always.
Yeah. So hopefully this starts to show some of the things that she can become or lean into once we start hitting some of these milestones.
Oh.
But you can very much see that, especially that first and second choice, is going to lean into her having specific utilities versus other ones. I will, though, give an update on what the spellcasting differences between Mistwalker and Seer Ascended, because only one of them should be Mage Hand.
Cool. Okay.
Alright.
Straight off the bat, Ferg, is there one
Yeah.
of those that you like the most for Arabella?
Out of all three of them?
Yeah. Just gut instinct.
Okay, if I have to think about this. To be honest, probably... Considering I don't know anything about this campaign at all, probably Mistwalker.
Yeah, I like Mistwalker
Yeah.
as well. I like the idea of someone around.
I was actually looking at the resistance.
Yeah, so actually also Sassy Disco Sloth was jumping in on your question as well, Chris, and highlighted the protective wards, which is twice a day as a bonus action. One ally within 30 feet gains resistance to the next instance of damage they take before the start of her next turn.
Against all
resistance.
types of damage.
So it's whatever the
One-
damage is going to come in, whatever your next damage you receive, you now get resistance of that. So it's sort of like
Brilliant.
a little bit of a
Yeah.
buff right before you get smacked in the face.
Protective warts, who knew? Love
Protective
it.
warts, man. I think this Mistwalker probably strikes me as the most complementary to what we need.
Yeah. And it's fun. Misty Step, there's never has a Misty Step not been fun.
I would really love, as we progress, to see if your answers are going to change based on what happens in this session.
Okay. Cool.
Can't wait.
That's not foreboding at all, Jacob.
Foreboding. Get it?
Foreboding.
That's so good. Okay, so we are going to, unless you have any questions, be jumping straight back into that moment of our characters as they are boosting. The two of you now have Arabella, you have Irina, you have Ismark and Cart fleeing the lake and the scarecrows.
Who haven't moved.
You'll be
With their
starting.
heads, but they haven't moved,
Yeah.
maneuvered.
Yeah. Okay.
Where's Arabella?
She decided to.
She's Misty
make
Stepped.
herself-
She's
Yeah.
just gone.
You have
Gone.
not
She's left. She's in the lake.
chosen it yet. Oh, that's.
Oh my gosh, look at her.
Oh. Aha. I
at
wonder
her,
if
she's
that
a character
one's going
sheet.
She is a character sheet.
Look
We
at her.
will correct that very quickly. Apparently, you can't have two things both named Arabella.png.
I would like to say that given what's just happened, I am grabbing Bodhi by the coattails and dragging him towards Ismark and Irina.
Oh, all right.
What, Tristane?
We are not staying here any longer, Bodhi.
Okay, it's fine. It literally just saved someone's life. I feel like we're just
I mean,
glossing over that
yep.
a little bit.
Well done, well done. Let's go save everyone else. Come on.
Okay, right, you are.
You make it pretty quickly back to the town of Valaki. Not much is going to happen. You're going to come in past the guards to the north gate, who Both give just like a really polite nod to Arabella, and then don't seem to ask any questions of anyone else as you make your way through the streets of the town. The town is still very much reeling from the panic of the day. Only a matter of hours have passed since we arrived in that sort of 1 o'clock period. We've now progressed further into the afternoon, and I think we had a 2-hour window before we knew we needed to start making way if we were going to be attending dinner with Strahd.
Mm-hmm.
I need you both to roll a perception check.
Here we go. Have I got any better at this in 3 weeks, Peg?
9.
2 plus 4, 6.
Oh,
there he is.
You both acknowledge each other and think you did really well, and that occupies the majority of your focus right now.
Mm-hmm. Good,
Awesome.
fitting.
And maybe if you want, admiring the new armor or the bells and whistles, and also Ismark.
To be honest, Tristane's kind of freaking out about Strahd turning into a swarm of bats.
Yeah.
That's like the singular reoccurring image in his head right now, is that as far as Tristane is aware, this weird, enigmatic, unreasonably ancient lord vampirically turned into a swarm of bats. And as far as puzzle pieces go, there's a lot happening now that I'm really not occupied with whatever else is going on.
Bodhi's fascinated with looking at the outfits and is like holding it up to Tristane. And this really is a great colour for you. Arabella, did you choose these yourself?
No. I just picked what you're wearing.
Oh, of course. They really are truly excellent. Wonderful taste, and you've got the colouring perfect for Tristane. Ismark, you like to look your best. What do you think? Are you feeling okay, lad?
He's how much can you see of how he's at? He's lost colour. Like you can see, it doesn't take a scientist or some savant when it comes to reading subtleties in a person to see that there is something that has profoundly crushed his belief of him being able to stand up to this person if he needed to protect his sister. How easily he succumbed to that charm has rocked him.
Is Irina similarly rocked, or is she what shape?
She is just concerned for Ismark, and they're like sharing almost a conversation in looks. Hers is more of a reassurance, and his is more of a devastation and apology.
Mm.
Arabella. Oh yeah.
We really should be
What?
getting dressed. We've got to get a wriggle on.
Right, yeah, dinner. Bodhi, are we... Sorry, I don't know if this is the... We're in the middle of the street, yes?
Yes.
Jacob?
Yes, we
great.
are. Outside of
I don't know if this
it's
is...
right here.
I don't know if this is the best place to talk about this. Are we sure we sure we want to go to dinner with that guy?
Honestly, not in the slightest. But we've got to. Do you hear that?
It's Arabella.
Oh,
Oh, what?
yes.
You see her trying to like lift the wagon, and she's like, I need to return this.
Right.
Can you help me?
Bodhi
Sure,
says
yeah.
nothing.
Yeah. Okay. Why not?
I
Why
don't
not?
know.
Thank you for the thanks for the yes. All right. Yep. Where are we going?
Okay.
I take the wagon from her arms.
We need to, just follow me. We're just going. She explains that, and I'll pull up the town of Lucky. You are going to make your way, if I can do a bit, to this. There's a house on the other side, and part of this loop. No, sorry, it's this one over here. And she says that she is going to return it to Boris.
Boris. Arabella,
Yep.
who's Boris?
He was the nice man who let me borrow his cart.
Oh, is he the chap that brought it to us?
No. So Boris and Belinka, I'll just show you.
Sure. Yep.
Yeah. And she comes up to the house, which is a 3-storied, quite a well-maintained house. Got an iron fence and some blue and silver sort of decorations around the frame of the door. The door is a pale washed blue, and there is a section around the side where it looks like the wagon has sat, not with active tracks, but there is just clear divots and dead patches that perfectly match where you would expect someone has had this wagon just sort of like sitting on a part of the lawn to the side of their house. And then she sort of tries to reposition it. Who is helping her do so?
Me, obviously. Pack mule.
Cool. Can you roll athletics?
I love that you're like also wearing 3 backpacks whilst you're
If I must.
doing all of this.
I don't know why I'm rolling. Why I've been elected to do all of this. 7. Truthfully, I'm rather crap at this.
You hit the house
Yeah,
and the fence, and you hear sort of like the door open and stop. And you see this really stout man with sort of like like handlebar mustache, and sort of he is stocky to the point where he has a neck, but it is just being unaccommodated by everything else in his physiology. And he sort of rocks down and just like, "You'll leave. I will sort out little girl. It's okay."
Oh, sorry. No, it's okay. She's with us.
Okay, you can leave my wagon. I lent it to little girl. She said she needed it for a little bit. She is brought back. I will put it in its location. Please do not destroy the paint on my house.
Right. Yeah. Sure. Sorry about the paint. I kind of look pleadingly at Arabella to give me some direction here. Tristain feels very lost and out of his element right now.
Yeah. She sort of just like, she's like, it's okay. Just give me 2 seconds. I'm just gonna go have a discreet conversation. Okay.
Okay. Sure.
Cool. Do you try and listen to her conversation?
Of course I do. Of course.
Okay.
I don't leave.
Am I standing next to him, or did I stay? Like, I feel like I'd have followed him in. I'm just not lifting anything.
Okay, so you have come in off the street a little bit into the property past the fence. Yeah.
I would like to put my hand, because Bodhi will absolutely try and listen as well. So I'll put my hand on Tristain's shoulder and lean in a bit and go, "Be quiet, I'm trying to listen," and I'll give him guidance as I do.
Cool.
I am going to allow a couple ways to interpret what you're going to do, and I want you to tell me which option that you want. So there is an argument to be made that there is a certain amount of stealth that could be involved with trying to just, without drawing attention to yourself, get yourself in a position where you're naturally going to be able to hear things. There's a part of you that feels like this could be a focused investigation where you are trying to, without giving away too much, just naturally try and figure out, also maybe through lip reading or other things, or however you want to interpret it. You have the two options of either skill check, and you can tell me which one you want to do.
I would like to make a stealth roll by feigning disinterest in whatever they're talking about and investigating the damage I've done to his house with his card.
Amazing. Okay, I'll get you to do that, and you have guidance on this.
Stunning.
Roll for
That is
eavesdropping.
a 26.
You have dropped eaves like they are in a Henry VIII house, where droppings of eaves were first engraved in the rafters of the ceiling. So well done. Actually, it's probably less obvious. You overhear a very clear conversation between the two. So Boris asks, "Are you okay?" And she says, "Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure about what's going to happen tonight, but I need to make sure that they don't try and take me to the castle, and I also need to try and convince them to not let Alex go, otherwise he'll get captured and he won't leave the castle." And you hear the stout man in a thick accent go, "Which one's Alex?" And she looks around quickly and says, "It's the small creature hiding in the tall one's scarf." And he's just like, "Okay." And he says, "You're welcome to stay here the night if you need, because I know it's not safe for you to go back to your family." And she says, "Thank you." And she says, in passing, say hi to Belinka, and hopefully I'll see you soon. And then she turns around and looks at Bodhi, looks at Ismark, and then is just piping back in, "Well, where are we going?"
You know what? Actually, Arabella, we have to head to dinner tonight, apparently. Yep. Do you think maybe you should stay behind? I don't know how safe the castle is, and truth be told, I would feel comfortable knowing that you're not at risk, considering we did just save you from drowning in a sack on the waterfront.
Yes, we did. Didn't we, Tristan?
So, she got a deception, and she's rolled a 2, so I think this is going to be a 6 for her.
Great.
So what you're hearing is, "Oh, but I am so scared because I was almost killed. If only there was someone to look after me or keep me safe. If you are going to the castle..."
You know what, Arabella? I've got just the idea. And I put a hand on Tristan's shoulder and I say, Bodhi's shoulder, and I say, "Bodhi and I have a great friend that we would hate to see in any form of danger or trouble," and I squeeze his shoulder firmly to tell him, just go with what I'm saying.
We do?
Alex would love to keep you safe. Yes, Alex would love nothing more than a heroic mission of protecting you, Arabella. And I really squeeze into your shoulder to make sure you understand that. Just say yes.
Can I roll
Alex
to see?
pops up and kind of takes a bit of a Superman sort of like pose.
Flexes. Can I roll to see if I pick up what Tristane is putting
Absolutely.
What would that
Absolutely,
be?
you can roll.
I can't wait.
down? What would it be?
You insight. 100% it's insight.
Yeah. Wow, 22.
Cool.
I'm so
That-
insightful. Who knew?
Oh, that would be lovely.
Alex, do you want to do this? Look at you. Of course you want to do this.
Oh,
You like looking after the ladies, don't you, Alex? Yeah, I'm on to you, you scallywag. Okay, you will look after him in turn, won't you, Arabella?
there is a thing about her that she almost seems to not recognize him.
What,
Like-
she won't look at him or something?
No, she's staring at Alex, and then she sort of like catches herself, nods, and you hear a comment being like, "You're so little."
He's a big strapping lad.
He's a little guy.
Look at him. He's muscular. Hasn't been skipping.
You know,
leg
Arabella,
day.
you're quite small as well, but we didn't say that when we met you.
Don't pay
Look,
her any mind, Alex.
all I'm saying is when I've seen things, he was a lot bigger. But maybe he's going to grow. Who knows? I grew.
Well, he's grown a little bit since we've met him, haven't you, Alex?
Alex has the biggest heart I've ever seen.
Yes, he's strong in many ways. Okay, well, here. And he'll very gingerly hand Alex over. And it's clear that he's not entirely happy about this.
Arabella is just like, I can stay with Boris and Belinka the night if Alex stays with me if you want as well. I think they've got a couple spare rooms.
What?
From what I
And
can
Boris is
judge,
just like,
Oh, look, there's two things we need to sort with previous boarders. So, like, we have one room. Let's not over advertise vacancy.
What about Ismark and Irina?
Irina sort of like catches herself to jump back into the conversation, and she's just like, we were going to spend the night in the Blue Water Inn and just work out what we wanted to do going forward. So we could aim to maybe meet back up at another time, maybe tomorrow morning.
Well, at least you know where Alex will be. We
That's
of
helpful.
course have got to. It sounds like go and have dinner, but we will either come to see you at the inn or we will come back here. Maybe come and find Alex if there's any problems. I'm sure that he's
and look,
able
truth
to
be
look
told,
after three people.
Before we even go to dinner, Bodhi and I do need to have a serious talk about this dinner. So maybe it's best if we leave you, Arabella, to your devices. And Irina and Ismark, you guys have done a lot. You've been through a lot. We couldn't. It's not our place to, as much as I'd love the security, it's not our place to ask you to accompany us.
Irina's just like, I'm trying to just get some distance between
Yeah.
me and him, and
Yeah.
I think it'd probably be good for Ismark as well if we,
Yeah.
you know, and Boris sort of just chimes in from,
My door is open. House getting cold. If you want to chit chat, use living room. But either come in or I go in and I shut door.
Bodhi?
Let's go to the inn. We need to get changed. We need to drop some things
Yeah.
off. Alex,
You don't
Thank
want inside? No? Okay, bye.
And he just turns and goes inside.
Alex,
Bye,
did
Boris.
Alex go in? Alex and Arabella go in with him, or are they still here?
No, they he went inside. The door hasn't shut, and they're just like, bye.
Be safe.
Alex,
please.
you be a good boy, okay? And you, I will as well. I will be a good boy, and I will look after Tristane. You look after Arabella, and we'll keep everybody safe. Good deal. We'll see you soon.
Cool. And he sort of just hops up the steps and then goes inside, and she's goes in and does she say anything? She no.
No, she doesn't. Tristane.
Does it look like she was about to say something?
Yeah, but she didn't know how to communicate it.
Could I roll an insight check to see if I picked that up? Or a perception check or whatever?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Microphone. Where's my dice? There we are.
It's a disadvantage now because you whacked your microphone.
Yes, boss. It's still a 10.
Okay.
Nice.
Nah, cool.
No, it's just like she had a thought, but just that passed.
Okay.
Tristane, as we're walking back, I assume, towards the inn, Tristane,
Yeah.
you really could maybe try and put in a little more effort with Alex. I'm not saying it's a big problem. You just seem a bit ambivalent towards him. I mean, he's a pup. He's a little fellow. He needs some encouragement.
Bodhi. I will explain everything the moment we're out of earshot of all of these people.
What about Alex?
But I don't want to say about everything that I've come to learn. But I don't want to do this now.
Well, I don't see what the big secret is, but anyway, yeah. If you must.
Without another word, ignoring Bodhi, I will walk locked in on our room into the inn.
How I've missed these two.
Oh, it's so good. Okay, you head into the inn, and I'm just going to bring up. Where is it? Tell me if you see that.
Yeah, we do.
I do.
Dinner.
Cool. There is food coming and going. It's a really warm environment. It is just a absolute happy time. You are greeted at the door as you enter from behind the sort of bar area that leads back into the kitchen. There is a woman with a couple streaks of almost white in her hair who sort of just waves at you. You overhear her name being called out as Danica before she introduces herself. And you hear these two little boys scattering. There is almost like a balcony level above you that skirts around this big open room that you're in, and you see her mouth, "I'll be with you in a second," as Irina and Isma kind of make their way over to a table just to sit down.
Do they seem familiar with the place? I think it was implied that they've stayed here before or they've been here with their father.
Yeah.
There's a familiarity to it. Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't been here before, have we?
No.
Does it look like there's a private room? Like these inns sometimes have like a drawing room or a meeting room or a library or something like that?
It's a great question. There is nothing that becomes obvious, but you could ask. There is a large bearded man who sort of rocks up. He's got a bit of an apron, and he's drying his hands, and he's just like, "Hello, boys and lady. How can I help?
Well, good afternoon or evening, I suppose it is now. I would very much like a drink. Don't know about you chaps. What's
Many.
What's good? Is there a local vintage?
Oh, look, we've got some of the wines from Wizard of the Wines. I could give you a little bit of a couple samples of something, but we're a little bit low, so I just wanted to disclose that. So if there is a couple of the vintages that you did really like, we might run out of some of those. It's just been a little bit of a delay with the delivery. So, but do you want some wine or?
Oh, wine would be wonderful. Yes, I tell you what, Tristane, that Wizard of the Wines, that's the wine that you so very nearly got a taste of yesterday earlier earlier today. So can you recognise the bottle or the label? Can you remember the vintage? I think it's only.
So
Can I roll a history check to see if I can recall the exact type?
Go for it.
It's actually all right. What's that, a 19? Yeah, 19.
I don't know if you received the information of the type of the vintage. And you're confident that it potentially wasn't discussed, other than talking about the vineyard. He, though, talks about a Red Dragon Crush, which they still got a couple barrels of, and he thinks it's a very young wine, but really easy drinking.
Cool.
Well, that sounds splendid. We'll take a bottle, please. And we're wondering, do you have a parlour or drawing room or somewhere where we might be able to recline and talk in a more sort of private environment?
He's so pompous.
Sorry.
Do you say that out loud?
Yeah, I actually do.
Bodhi ignores you.
I would like to clarify something. These have not been decanted into bottles. They are straight from the barrel. So I can pour you a pitcher if you would like, or
Please.
the next largest volume that you could purchase, and more than happy to make the exchange, is a full barrel.
How much for a full barrel?
That would probably be, look, I'm feeling like a little bit of a discount today, so I think maybe 100 gold.
Done. I reach into the coin purse that I'm sure Bodhi has given me to hold on to.
Yeah, you have.
And pass over 100 gold of Bodhi's money.
Okay. Do you want me to bring it out, or do you just want to drink it straight back in the cellar?
You know what? The cellar would be a lovely idea, kind sir.
Okay, he takes you back into the other room and sort of motions and gives a whistle to the two boys, and you hear him say, "Brom, Bray, all right, quickly, table, cheese, follow." And they sort of like, you hear the screeching of, and then the younger of the two boys is just dragging his chair along the ground that he's responsible for carting. And they clear a bit of space in the wine storage room. So it's along almost like a hallway, containing 3 curtained alcoves, as well as a large area. And you have behind it, he leads you into an area where there is about 6 other barrels stacked up behind the curtains, and they set up it's very tightly packed, like you are fancy dining in a unknown European locale. Amazing. Where you have enough room to eat if you do not extend your elbows. They are making the most of the space limitations. But they get it set up, and you have a barrel directly there that he plugs a tap into, and you can just tap and pour your own, and they give you glasses, and they bring out some complimentary bread, and they say if you need anything, just give us a call out.
Can I just ask as a favor? Look, friend, I'm really sorry, but I wasn't quite paying attention earlier, and I've missed your name completely.
My name's Erwin.
Erwin, thank you, Erwin. Listen, we've had a real day. If you could do me a favor,
Yeah.
could we just keep the cellar closed off for the little while, unless it's like necessary?
Sure.
Thanks. Thank you.
You
friend.
you were very much taken around behind the bar
Like
in a
a
very
private
private.
area.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It is not intended for this, but they have accommodated it as
Amazing.
such. And there is curtains that get drawn, so no one, even if they were like peeping around the corner, could see where you are.
Cool.
Cool.
Nicely done. We got a speakeasy.
Just as a note taking point, Chris, do you track your own money?
No. Oh, I've got like the 15 gold that I can't even remember how we got it. We got like a little bit of gold when we
Great.
first got here.
Cool.
Do
So I've got all of the gold?
Yeah, you have all of everything. What I will explain, because
Yep.
I'm aware, Chris is aware, that Tristane is spending Bodhi's money. Bodhi is oblivious to it, because things just get bought, and money just turns up, and he now has lots of wine, and that's exactly what his plan. And so however it's happened, he doesn't really care about the details.
Cool. Wonderful. I sit down and pour myself a glass. Then I'll pour Bodhi a glass because he's used to that type of service. And after a really deep swig.
And Irina and Ismark, right? Are they here?
No, they're not with us.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they left to go do their own thing.
They were going to get lodgings at the Blue Water Inn.
Oh, I didn't know that they came with us down this far. I thought they just went off and...
You
got their
can
own
choose that there was just 2 chairs, but they came into the main tavern space with you.
Would they have come with us, or would they have just walked past and got in their own room? That's more...
They have not got a room yet. They were sitting down to potentially get some food and make a bit of a game plan. And you have purchased a barrel of wine.
Barrel of wine.
Then they can join us. Sweet.
Cool.
Is it good wine?
Although...
How's it taste?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's quite
really good.
Yeah. Quite
Yeah.
fruity. Like...
Bodhi.
Your Bodhi. Okay.
But they are just sort of like
I
really
kinda look at-
solemnly drinking.
I kind of look at Irina and Ismark and I say, look, welcome to stay and drink as much of our wine as you want. It's yours to share. I'm aware that, and this is going to sound very calculated, and I promise you it's not, but you didn't come here for our reasons, and we don't want to drag you into anything that you don't want to be dragged into any further than you already have. So from right now, if you would like to head off and collect yourselves and take a breather and not concern yourselves with any of the details upcoming about the fact that we're about to go have dinner with Count Strahd, please feel free. There'd be no judgment at all. If you wish to stay, that's totally on you. But we don't want to burden you here.
Irina sort of like looks at her drink for a wee bit before glancing up and just assures, while the subject matter is not my preferred, if we were to be enjoying a full barrel of wine, I would rather do that with company that I value and trust than the two of us, because I don't think we are our own best company right now.
Okay. Cool. Then with that, Bodhi, we left Alex and Arabella behind because Arabella saw a vision that if they come, then Arabella will be in danger, and if Alex comes, he will get kidnapped and not return with us. So we had to leave them behind.
I mean, honestly, that sounds a lot like Alex. He's with us because he got kidnapped, right? I mean,
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Clearly makes a habit
But
of it.
it's when I asked Alex to stay, it was not out of a disinterest, but a preservation of him. And I don't want my intentions to be lost in translation there.
Well, I thank you for saying. Honestly, I think the one that you need to say that to is Alex, Tristan. I was just flagging something. We're a team, so I just felt it important to be upfront about these things. But I think it's brave of you to share that, and you can talk that through with Alex. I'm sure he'll understand.
Second point of business. Ignoring that.
Yes?
We're about to go to dinner with someone who, for all intents and purposes, I can understand, based on everything that I've read and seen of this guy. And I don't mean this with any metaphor or hyperbole. We are about to go to dinner with a very old and ancient, powerful vampire.
Who saved us once?
Who stopped us from being killed. Now, I want to make a very, very clear distinction. There is a big difference between saving an animal from being killed and saving an animal from a trap that you did not want it to be trapped by yet. I don't trust him in the slightest.
Tristan. He's a lord. You are mad if you trust him. None of them are trustworthy. But
Tristan pulls out a tome, a book that he's been writing on. Is it just 700 years ago? Strahd von Zarevich, is that his last name?
Irina Zarevich.
Strahd von Zarevich shows up 700 years ago in certain annals, conquering Barovia.
You sounds very lord-like behaviour so far.
Any mention of this valley existing, connecting to any outside force, wiped. It's as if this place exists and has been forcefully kept inside of its own little bubble. Completely relinquished from history, or interaction, or trade, or communication, or war, or any type of existence that isn't inside of this valley. 700 years ago, a whole host of knights dedicated to a silver dragon was eliminated by a Strahd von Zarevich, and along and reading into the history, this name never changes in the rulership of these lands. It is Strahd and Strahd and Strahd and Strahd every single generation, and there is not a singular time that they use any form of first, second, third, fourth, fifth naming convention. It is the same Strahd. There is never a birth or a death or a funeral or a wedding or an anniversary. It is simply one. Singular. Furthermore, there is a host.
You're suggesting it's more than them just being extremely fond of the name.
I am saying that the man we saw turn into bats.
He did do that. That was irregular.
Is a vampire. A very old, 700-year-old vampire.
Irina also re-exposes her neck where she showed you she'd been bitten. And
Now,
adds in, Odie, are you aware that Strahd should be human?
How do you mean should be?
We're not long living.
Well, no. I mean, as I say, there are certainly some irregularities. And lords aren't to be trusted regardless. I mean, this one certainly has a laundry list of questionable behaviour.
He's massacred elves, Bodhi.
So why the hell are we going for dinner with the man?
That's what I'm trying to say.
Well,
Finally,
why then? Answer the
finally,
question.
the synapses inside of your brain are connecting, Bodhi. That for once, the fact that the guy's a lord doesn't necessarily mean that we should inherently believe or trust him. And walking blindly into his castle that he freaked out about someone invisible walking around might not be the brightest idea. Now, I'm not saying... Now, he drinks deeply from his goblet again. Now, I'm not saying, right, that we shouldn't go. All I'm saying is that walking in there as if this is a lovely dinner invitation, we're just going to sit around and have crumpets and wine and roast and go home with full bellies and a lord who trusts and loves us as his subjects more. Thinking that that's going to be the situation is naive.
Bodhi reaches over and tops up Tristane's glass from the barrel and holds it out to him. Tristane, look at me. Have a drink. You're being a little melodramatic.
There is a little girl who saw the future.
Yes.
Bodhi.
So, all I'm hearing is a lot of complaining and worrying. So, whilst we've got some privacy, whilst we've got some nice wine and we're sitting down, let's talk about how do you want to approach this? Do you want to go to dinner? Do you not want to go to dinner? I mean, we're going there to find out about Antonius, aren't we? Or hopefully. And obviously we know that whatever her name is it Zara?
Yep.
Zara. We know that Zara's there. Why do we even need to go to dinner? Or maybe one of us stays at dinner and the other has a headache and needs to go to the bathroom, or you've got the runs or something, and then you can go and look for Zara. Or we can slip in there and see if we can find her without having to go to dinner at all.
Just as an intercede, as a quick intermission, appreciate you on the chat, Stormy.
Hey, buddy.
Listen. My concern, first before everything else, why does he want us to go to dinner? What does he gain? What is the buy for this guy?
When people have other people over for dinner, especially lords and the like, it's information. He wants to find things out.
Yes. So what information do we have to offer him? What is our bargaining chip?
Well,
what is our currency that he is expecting?
We only just got here, so any recent information about this place, we're woefully uninformed compared to him. And as you say, if he's sequestered this whole region away from the world as we know it, maybe he doesn't get much news from that world. Maybe he wants to know about things beyond his borders.
Now that would make wonderful sense if he didn't have 2 people from our land kidnapped right now.
You are overhearing a young girl arguing with Erwin, and you roll perception.
18.
Okay.
14.
Okay. You know it's Arabella, or Tristane knows it's Arabella, and she's just like, where are the 4 people that just came in here? Where are they? And he's just like, look, miss, I can't just go telling you who's coming and going. And she's like, well, I know they're here there somewhere, so tell me where they are. I just need to pass on a message. And he's just like, you can leave a message with me. And he's just like, it's a lot easier if I can explain than writing it down.
I stand up really quickly and I say, just hold on. And I walk over to the door.
Yeah.
I'm really on edge.
Okay. You are just taking a position. You're not going out. You were just.
I'm going out to be like, what is it?
You need a thing.
What do you mean?
You need like a little necklace, right? You need to find a necklace.
What? Huh?
There's a necklace you need to find at the top of the North Tower. Why do you need to find a necklace?
Sorry, I feel like I might be my Fergus knowledge might be slipping here.
That wasn't a card reading thing, was it? Oh, was it a card reading?
Yeah, I'm looking through.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm looking through now.
Sorry.
Oh, yes. A holy symbol of great hope, a powerful weapon found somewhere high with shown itself as alive? What? Is that a necklace?
Well, we're finding out it's a necklace.
That's why there's a giant heart.
Arabella, I've had a day of hearing people say things with no context. I'm going to need a little bit more here. Then that's why there's a heart.
Okay, come.
Yes, come on. What was another person?
She sort of like does this to Erwin. She's like, see? And he's just like, I'm sorry. And she comes in and she's just like, look, I don't know much. I just see you guys at the top of the tower that's flat. There's 2. There's a pointy one at his castle and there's one that's flat. And it's up there that you find the amulet. But I also see you going past a giant beating heart in the tower before you get up there and being grossed out.
I'm hearing this now. She's in the room. I pour her a wine first. Arabella, here. Take as much as you want. We've got the whole barrel. Tristane's having a rough moment. When you say heart, a physical heart, like, is it just sitting there on the table, or is it big, or a metaphorical heart? Oh, it's giant.
Okay,
Right.
I'm now at a point where I've just learned to accept things as they come, but that doesn't mean I'm any less confused. What do you mean there's a giant beating heart in a tower?
That's what I saw.
Like
Like it's really big and belongs to something that was really big, and it's chained up and it's suspended right at the top of a big tower, and you guys are going up and around it, and then you go up into another floor, and then you go up onto the big flat tower. But you're not wearing your fancy clothes, and you're not wearing the clothes that you wear now. So I don't know if you're going to do it tonight, but at some point.
Sorry, Arabella.
Yep.
Do dragons used to live here?
Now who's deviating without any context?
No, okay.
But it could be about that size. I don't know if they used to live here, but if one did.
If it's a big heart, there was a whole group of people who like worshipped or worked for a silver dragon that has since been... Yeah, read a book. And they've since been completely wiped out by Strahd ages ago. So maybe Strahd feared the dragon and locked its heart up in a tower. Who knows?
Gross.
I'm just at this point.
Seems like a stretch.
He drinks another glass of wine.
Seems like a real stretch, that one, Tristane. Maybe hold off on the booze.
Do Do you know I was allowed wine?
Just feel free.
She like
At this point,
there's a pause to see if anyone's going to object.
I look at her with genuine like care and say, look, I was younger than you when I first tried it, and look at me.
He sits it back down. And she just puts her hand on her shoulder and says, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I just needed to tell you. I'm going to go see Alex. Bye. And leaves.
Okay.
Tristan, is there like can we just walk a few steps away from Irina and Ismark? Is there like, because you said it's
Go
like
to the
corridor cellar?
Yeah, it's probably about like 20 feet in length, so you can sort of like go down to the other end.
Tristan, let's just go for a walk. You're flustered. Bring the wine. And as we're walking, Bodhi will put a companionable arm around your shoulders. Go, Tristan. I think that there's a question here that you're skirting. And it's the question of what we're doing here. We don't talk. You love to talk. Just listen for just a moment. On one hand, we know that for you and I, we would love to get hold of Antonius and get out of this awful place. I think that your current difficulty with comprehending our current situation is that you want to help. And so I feel like you need to ask yourself the question. At the moment, get Antonius, get out is a viable option. But we can discuss it if you like. If you're feeling like you want to help these people in this unusual place, let's figure it out.
Can I be really clear about this here, Bodhi?
Sure, Tristan.
To start, I don't want to get Antonius. I have to get Antonius. That is not a choice. That is a need. Not out of selflessness or care, but out of self-preservation. Yes, I'd love to be able to help these people, but I can't do that if I'm dead. And if the choice is live with Antonius secured so that I can live and do something about it, or die trying, I choose to live. Thirdly, my concern isn't the fact that I don't know what I'm doing, or what I want to do, or where I need to go to do it. My concern is what is lying where I need to go that will mean I can't. Now, you are wonderfully optimistic about all of this. And I'm really glad, because I think I would roll over and die in a puddle if I didn't have you rather frustratingly pulling me out of it. But I have to admit, I need you to wake up and look at what's going on here, Bodhi. Because this isn't just some picnic with a lord to go get your friend back.
Do you think that the uncertainty and the ruffling of your feathers could have something to do with the fact that we've met someone who seems to be able to anticipate things from the future? Because you seem to be very frustrated that you don't know what's coming. So has it sort of hit a wound that that Arabella's able to gaze forward a little bit and you're not? Is that what this is about? Tristane stabs Bodhi. I can feel it coming.
No. He collects himself for a minute and he goes, all that's changed now with her appearance is that everything that could have been signed away as coincidence or chance or a random freak accident now has a tangible piece of complete, genuine truth inside of this chaos and nonsensical situation. That I can leverage that truth to mean that every other piece of nonsensical rubbish that exists here must also have a truth behind it. Before I could just feign that maybe there's something I'm missing, but there's not. And that is why I'm now freaking out about going to dinner with a vampire.
Okay. Take another sip of wine. And if you'd permit me to just make an observation, you're very tense at the moment. Now, it's a very difficult situation, and you just talked about curling up in a puddle. And I'm delighted that I give you some aid in not doing that. But sometimes, Tristane, it's better to do the thing than to live in fear of the thing. And trying to figure out all of the angles, trying to anticipate everything is useful, but you can also tie yourself in knots. So I'm not being entirely flippant about the situation, but for instance, we're going to dinner with this chap, right? Whether we like it or not. I think that it's somewhat clear that that's going to happen. So I'm trying to help you accept it. Just trying to bring some levity in an otherwise miserable place. And I think that if we trust one another and we look out for each other and keep our wits about us, hopefully we'll get what we want and we'll get through unscathed and we won't have to encounter an enormous thudding heart. But please try to, I don't know, feel some of the pragmatism. That's all I'm doing. May seem a bit silly to you, but empires have been built on it.
Yeah. How many hardships have you had to go through with your pragmatism, Bodhi? Sorry, that was...
Bodhi's demeanor actually changes immediately when you say that.
That was I'm sorry, that was uncalled for.
It was uncalled for. So let's have a drink and get dressed and go and do the thing that we've got to do anyway, and stop whining and moping because we will miss things if we're miserable.
And then you hear from in the tavern, "Where are the boys?"
Do I recognize the voice?
It's the old lady from earlier today.
Lady Wachter.
Lady Wachter. Bodhi will go into entertaining mode.
Yeah, I clap Bodhi on the shoulder and say, "That's your cue, bud."
Lady Wachter, what an absolute pleasure. Can we invite you to have a glass of wine with us? We've just purchased this barrel and it is absolutely delicious. I think that you'd really enjoy it. And he'll start pouring her a glass.
Willfully hedonistic. No, I'm here on business.
Oh.
And she pulls out measuring tape. She's like, "Stand on this."
Tristane actually laughs.
"Stand on this."
Which one is she directing it to? Him or
I walk forward.
It's for Bodhi. So she
Tristane walks forward anyway.
And then she pulls it up and she's like, "All right, good." And then sort of pulls it up and then she's like, "And you, young boy, come here and give me your finger."
Foreshadowing.
She pulls out what looks like a keychain, but there is a series of rings on it with different numbers and letters, and she is on your index finger. She is trying different ones. So she's like, "Yes, quite thick fingers."
Thank you.
I will leave you to your intoxicating indulgence.
Always a pleasure, Lady Victor.
Wachter.
And then she just leaves.
Like Mary Poppins. Just comes in, measures, and...
Oh, how wonderful.
Jacob,
So she, yeah.
given that we're hanging out, drinking wine, and trying to stop Tristane be grumpy, can we short rest while we're...
So you have at this stage an hour before you need to leave to make your way, and so yes, you can do a short rest, 100%.
Thank goodness.
Would you like to, Tristane?
Yeah,
I'm just very mindful that you only have 8 hit points.
Yeah, Tristane's really grumpy for a lot of reasons, and the fact that he's 2/3 of the way dead is is a good part of it. 1, 2, 3, cool. That is all of the health I have lost back.
Do I get a spell slot back?
No.
No,
Oh,
because
sorry,
I'm a ranger.
microphone.
Okay.
Soz.
Oh,
Okay.
you
Jeez.
you do your short rest, and then it's time to make your way out of Valaki. And when you get to the east gate, you see about 100 meters away from the gate the same wagon that took you the first night you arrived to the town of Bavaria.
The driver.
Oh, God.
Oh no, what was his name? Hang on.
He was... I have it somewhere.
Not Bleak.
No, his name
Ray
was...
Raydan.
Raydan.
The
Thank
butler.
you.
There is no one driving.
Raydan is not
And then
there.
No, there are 2 completely black horses with red leather bridles, and they are tied to the carriage, and a door opens as you approach.
He puts a hand on Bodhi's shoulder and says, "Grumbly as I was, I'm glad I'm here with you."
Good. And me too. And as I said, let's just keep our wits about us and look out for each other.
Yeah.
Do you climb?
We should have bought the jug or the barrel.
The carafe.
Yeah.
Bodhi will get into the carriage first because he's not someone who waits for other people.
Oh, so you climb in first, and then do you get in as well?
Yes, I do.
Cool.
We look
Then
terrific,
what
by the way,
happens?
right? We're all dressed
In your
up.
fancy dress?
Yeah, we look
Yeah.
amazing.
Does that mean you're not wearing armor?
Oh, my pin just broke.
Is studded
yeah,
leather armor? It's not the kind of thing that
probably.
you'd put under a tuxedo jacket, right?
Fuck.
Oh no!
The tip of
No,
my
it is
purple
not.
pin just snapped off.
That's because
Where
you
did it
were
go?
note-taking too vigorously, my friend.
Oh, what a shame. Yeah, no, we probably wouldn't be able to fit in the armor, eh?
But we'd have our weaponry, would we? A sword?
You can take something. I would like to just clarify how much personal things on top of your fancy dress you are intending to take.
I suppose the big questions are weapons. whether we have them, Tristane, and also whether we take the medallion of fancy stuff. We have a medallion that does
You have a medallion of counterspell.
Counterspell. Yeah.
I think the only reasonable thing that Tristane can think to take, because he's actually rather pragmatic about these sorts of things, is a dagger.
It's a ring.
Oh.
It's a ring of villainous counterspell, and Bodhi wouldn't have a sword. He will have his ceremonial spear, because that is part of his getup.
Yep. Tristane would bring a dagger, because bringing a short bow along would be egregious. As much as I want to bring the short bow along. No, I can't bring the fucking garlic. That would just be stupid.
Around your neck.
Yeah. No, he would bring a dagger with him.
Amazing.
Yeah. Maybe Bodhi's got a dagger in his boot as well.
And his set of thieves' tools. I'm pretty sure I have one of those.
Cool. You are able to do so. So you both have that, you have those weapons, and the door shuts, and you are not alone, appearing as if always there in a spare seat in the wagon is a young, well-dressed, blonde, thin man sitting in the shade of the corner, and then the carriage just starts with a bit of a and he says, "Welcome. And you are?"
Bodhi Gautama. Pleased to meet you. You are?
Isha.
Isha.
It is an absolute pleasure to have guests. And that must...
Isha, the pleasure is all ours. I'd like to introduce you to my companion, Tristane.
Hello.
Hello, Tristane. Now, one of the details that when I was talking to the staff of the castle and the Lord, as I was not quite sure whether we were to prepare guest rooms.
Well, see, that depends on just how exciting of a dinner Strahd has planned. Sorry, pardon me, Lord Strahd. I haven't been around a lot of royalty or regalty.
It's most all right. There will be a delicious evening of wonders, temptations, pleasantries. I'm sure it's going to be fabulous.
Well, Mr. Isha, it is ever so kind of you to offer. Perhaps we could provisionally arrange some rooms, just in case we decide that we've had too much fun and don't wish to face the journey back to town this evening. It would be lovely to have the option.
It's very dangerous at night, but the Lord wanted to assure you that this carriage and your safety would be offered to you, even if you would wish it to take you at any hour back to the town of Valaki.
Magnificent. Well, as I say, it's wonderful to have options, so very much appreciated.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And the Lord has not went into a great many detail, but he has informed me. You know someone who knows our recent long-staying guest of Zara?
Yes, we do. We have a mutual friend.
What a fabulously small world it is.
Isn't it just?
Hilarious consequence. This place, this place is small. You're right.
Now, are you familiar with a Lord's Evening?
You know what? I must have kept my nose in a book for too long. I can't say I am.
So when we arrive, there will be pleasantries and drinks, and you will each be offered a companion who is to be a chaperone, and you are to provide them entertainment. That will be in the Lady Helga and in the Lady Anastasia.
Sorry, just to be clear, entertainment?
For discussions, and they are well-read young ladies who would love nothing more than to converse with people from outside the land, and would also love to be your personal guides. I believe there will be a small castle grounds tour, and on top of that, we will potentially, depending on how the start of dinner goes, may even have a small break for entertainment. And during those breaks, the men and the women will each retire to their own drawing room.
Oh, how very conventional. Haven't heard of that in some time, but that's it's jolly good fun,
This
Tristan.
is a very I don't know, old style of pageantry, is it not? Traditional, I guess, would be a good word.
What would the current customs be?
Yes,
Well,
Tristan.
truth
What
be-
would the current customs at a dinner party be? What are you familiar with?
Well, truth be told, I can't say I'm very familiar with a royal dinner party, but I am aware that these styles of segregated drawing rooms and, you know, chaperonious duets, they seem very old.
I think
proud.
Another way to look at it is that regional customs vary from place to place, and it's exciting to
steeped
experience
in tradition.
something new and fresh, as it may well be in these parts, Tristan. And he kind
sorry,
of like
don't
elbows
get me
you
wrong.
ever so slightly.
Sorry, don't get me wrong. I'm not just not excited for this type of event. I'm just aware of the deep tradition that this must hold. That's all.
Indeed, and we are both very excited, Mr. Isha. Looking forward to the evening tremendously.
Quite.
Quite
Well,
indeed.
if you would like to share your customs, you are more than welcome to. I would find them nothing but fascinating.
Well, will you be joining us at dinner, Mr. Isha?
I will be accompanying the Lady Zara.
Wonderful. Well, maybe that's an
brilliant.
excellent conversation subject that we can enjoy over the first course.
Quite.
Quite indeed, Tristan. Quite.
Have the two of you learnt magic?
Learned a small, a modem of it, maybe. Yeah, a small.
Fascinating. Then you must ask for your chaperone to take you to the Lord's study. There is all manner of tomes and books and wonders and curiosities there.
You know, Isha, I actually don't think there could be something more exciting tonight than visiting the Lord's study outside of visiting and meeting the Lord himself.
Have you not met the Lord?
We have in small conversations, but you don't really truly know a man until you really spend some time with him. I, for one, am very excited to get the chance to meet him more and learn more about him from his own words. A man's testimony is but the purest truth.
I could not agree more. And I know that he has wanted nothing more than to indulge in your visitation, and he has been delaying himself in feasting in your company.
I can imagine. I am curious, Isha. Do you spend much time with the Lord Strahd himself?
In the windows where he wishes, and I do not bore him.
I'm curious, Izzle. Do you know why it is that a pair of foreign delinquents like us would be invited to a dinner of such a, what's the word, Bodhi? Something that's really prestigious manner?
He has a fondness for the Lady Zara and has promised her he would do everything within his power to find out what has happened to her previous companions since they parted ways. And I believe also felt a duty to change your perception of how you entered these lands, having your first instance with a wild, thirsty, disgusting example of something that should not be without regality or restraint.
Sorry, what makes you say that they shouldn't? What type of creature should not be without regality?
When you are gifted with things not of natural birth, it comes with duty and responsibility. Not wild, base, bestial
Sorry,
impulse.
Are you to say that what was his name? I don't remember his name. Are you to say that Bleak was gifted?
He had the opportunity to be, but I think he lacked discipline and control of his base impulses. And I'm so sorry that he feasted on your supple wrists.
Interesting. He's actually going to hold off because he doesn't want to lead down too much more, because he's getting ahead of himself at the excitement of knowledge. So he's really trying to show restraint from asking anything more.
Roll perception.
Dirty 20.
Wicked. What about for Bodhi?
19.
Oh,
Both of you catch glances where there is a reflective layer to his eyes that are reminiscent of both Strahd and Bleak.
cool.
And we are making our way through the... So the conversation will continue if we find... Where did our town go? Cool, we're over here. So we've made our way through the forest, conversing with Isha. We come past the turnoff to the windmill and old bone grinder. We come back up through the pass. And then we start taking...
And this is where we took the other fork yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or earlier today.
Yeah. So you
Okay.
see approaching closer and closer the wonderful and huge castle.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
What?
So for scale, if we come back over to the drawbridge, I'm going to put your dudes on the map to get a scale of this place.
Oh, good grief. Look how tiny we are.
Oh my goodness. What?
Wowzers.
I guess as we come close over the bend and actually bear witness to just how large the castle is, Tristane's whole facade of trying to seem very like casually interested in the situation drops for a moment at the sheer scale of just how out of their depth they really are.
Yeah.
I was about to ask actually, is it okay to zoom out and get an idea of the scale?
Yeah, man. And share, right? Like, so this is...
Wow.
Like, it's enormous.
So the tower, is that this?
So this is the two towers. I was just trying to, for reference, pull up exactly how tall they are. I think they are huge.
Huge.
So
one of them is the one with the golden disc at the top?
So the pointy one is the one with the golden disc. So that is a pointed roofed tower. And then next to that, at a similar height, is the flat northern tower, which the northern tower was...
This big chungus
what
here.
was being referenced. So the thick cold fog swirls around the courtyard. Sporadic flashes of lightning lace the weeping clouds overhead as thunder shakes the ground. Through the drizzle, you see torch flames fluttering on each side of the keep's main doors. Warm lights spill out of the entrance, flooding to the courtyard. High above the entrance is a round window with shards of broken glass lodged in its iron frame. So looking up over here, there is a round stained glass window up in the upper floors of the castle.
Is that like a gargoyle thing on the roof here?
Yes, there are gargoyles stationed there, here.
Oh, right,
here.
at the south, yeah. Okay.
So there's a few of them.
You said that there was a stained glass window that was broken.
Below this gargoyle.
To give you an idea, so the walls that are enclosing this space and the walls that join onto the actual keep are 90 feet tall. So 30 meters.
What?
It's huge verticality. And then above the main entrance, that window is 50 feet from the ground.
So it's a fortress.
This is less of a castle and more of a castle.
This is a vertical, imposing monstrosity.
Can I try to pick up or single out any, I don't know, if you've ever seen like a castle in real life, usually they've got some type of cultural or religious or historical trace left behind by the people that make it, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think Himeji Castle has like a random cross on one of the roofing tiles that's been like left behind, right? Is there any trace of creation or the culture or people or beliefs of the people who created this keep that I can identify from the stonemasonry?
Roll history.
Buddy won't bother. He lives in a forest.
What is it? What is an 18?
There is a deep obsession of combative brilliance and functionality. This is not just a imposing sight, but a defensive marvel, and has similarities to a prison.
Interesting.
Which leads into my question. Is it a moat that is going all the way around, or is there a river passing in front of it? Or
you have like a 400-foot drop into just a hillside.
Crazy.
Wow.
So, and you are so high and overlooking, which is why this is elevated on a particular spire that rises up.
Yeah.
And that is why, for a large part of wherever you go around this valley, you will see that looming and imposing thing in the silhouette of the horizon.
Is it natural? Does it look natural?
No.
Yeah, see, this was either...
All right, I'm going to try
Let's do
something else, team.
Yeah.
And I'm actually going to... Sorry, I need to move both of you back outside.
Well, I'm not looking.
No, you're okay. As we are on the ground floor.
God Lord, man.
It's amazing.
This is insane.
So each of these squares on the grid is 10 feet,
It's
right?
10 foot across.
Yeah. This place is huge.
Wowzers. All right.
Yeah.
Good job. We're fleet of foot, Tristane.
Oh. So the ornate outer doors in front of you hang open. They are flanked by fluttering torches and iron sconces, and 20 feet inside that square chamber is another set of doors.
And Isha is leading us, like escorting us?
Yes. Yeah, so the carriage is sort of like pulled up around here. He has jumped out, and then the carriage takes itself up in a northern facing bit up over here. And he beckons that you come inside. Can you just check to make sure that you can control your tokens now?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, hang
So
on.
Isha, do you reside at the castle? Or are you just here for a short stay?
No, this is wonderfully my home.
Oh, you live here. Wow, how fortunate. The view is spectacular, isn't it?
Wait until you see the rest of the castle, my friend.
I can't wait.
Come. As you get close, these other doors open themselves to you. So, and then overhead, as you enter, or are you entering?
Ferg, I think you've put yourself on top of me. I can't. Oh.
Oopsies.
Yes, we are.
Cool.
Let's do it. Into the entryway?
Yeah. So when you come in here, there are 4 red dragons.
Actual dragons.
So they
Roll initiative.
are stone dragons that are in each of the corners of this space.
Of the little
they
antechamber.
Yes, and they are sitting there in a dynamic snarling pose, all poised, looking at exactly where you feel like it feels like it's personally looking at you, though they are, like the gargoyles, just statues.
Are they stonemasonry? From what I can
Roll investigation.
Ooh.
21?
17.
Bodhi thinks yes, Tristane thinks no.
Look at us rolling well when it doesn't matter.
No, that matters. That's not nothing.
Don't matter to me,
They're
mate.
not
They're statues.
Cool.
You start to hear an organ playing.
A heart?
No. Like a big. Fuck. Standing in this entranceway, dressed very regally, is the carriage driver that you saw before, known as Radan. And he sort of nods to Escher, who says, I will leave you and go get the Lady Zara. And you see him make his way up the staircase to this part of that chamber. And Radan motions that you come this way.
Good evening, Radan. Nice to see you again.
Great to be back, Radan. Thank you for helping us out last time.
It's my pleasure, boys.
I can imagine.
He sounds very different from the last time you talked to him. The last time he sounded like a bumbling fool. And he says, please. You hear from in this room in here the organs playing beautifully.
Hey, what's that statue?
You see an armored statue of armor.
Is it as statued as the last statue?
It's a suit of armor. There is nothing inside it, and it is not a...
Okay, cool.
Does it have a weapon on it?
Actually, I was more curious, does the suit of armor have, like...
Eyes?
Any... no, like any insignia on it?
Yes, the raven and sword that is the icon of the Zarevich family.
Cool. Gotcha.
Just another detail in the room that you just came through.
Yeah.
So there is also 8 gargoyles on the walls of that room, dotted around the vaulted, quite a high ceiling. There's those pillars that hold it up. They are around the main entrance chamber that are also stone up on the walls. It seems similar to the dragons as you entered. The description, so this doors over here are bronze, fully metal bronze doors. And then there was a staircase to the north, and then there is more to the south, and you hear again that majestic music playing. The Radan is now wearing a grey cloak, and he is wearing a sort of decorative pauldron, but over top of a black studded leather armor. And he just says,
We could have...
My master is expecting you. Yep. You want to pause?
Cup of tea time before we...
Yeah.
While we're being
Absolutely.
expected by the
Absolutely,
master.
it's a good time.
This is a good time? Marvellous.
Thank
Yep.
goodness.
Marvellous.
Oh.
Before we go
I'm
for a cup
stressed.
of tea, Stormy, lovely to have you in chat, my friend. Pedigree, first time chatter, welcome. Sassy Disco Sloth, first time chatter. And Bozeman, hope you're enjoying the show, team. Go and get yourselves a delicious cup of tea, and we will go and do the same, and we will see you in 5-ish minutes.
It's a loose 5 minutes.
Loose 5 minutes, and then you can witness our imminent demise. See you soon.
Woo!
Yay.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to
welcome
hell,
back.
everybody.
Can we please have a quick check from someone in the chat?
Sound check, light check, voice
Chatty
check,
check. Do we all sound
taste
good?
check. Do we all taste the same?
Smell test. We'll find out. I think that we're
Amazing.
just using delaying tactics now so that we don't have to confront this bastard.
This is going to be fantastic. You guys are safe. You as a guest. So there are 3 enormous chandeliers brightly illuminating this magnificent room, supporting the ceiling. In the center of the room, a long, heavy table is covered with fine satin cloth. The table is laden with many delicate foods, roasted beast, basted and savory sauces, roots and herbs of every taste, fruit, sweets, vegetables. Places are set for you with fine, delicate china and silver. At each place setting, there is a crystal goblet filled with an amber liquid with a delicate, tantalizing fragrance. At the center of the far west wall, between the floor-to-ceiling mirrors, stands a massive organ. Its pipes blare out a thunderous melody that speaks in its tone of greatness and despair. Seated at the organ, facing away from you, a single caped figure pounds the keys in raptured ecstasy. The figure suddenly stops as a deep silence falls over the dining hall, and the people in the room turn to you. When I say people, there are also 2 women, one in a purple dress and one in a yellow dress. They introduce themselves as Helga and as Anastasia, and they are polite. The girl in the yellow dress is standing closer to Tristane, and the one in the purple dress close to Bodhi. And Strahd turns around and says, "Welcome, friends. Welcome to Castle Ravenloft."
Bodhi will do his best ceremonial bow, like pulling his cloak out one way, his ceremonial spear out the other. Many thanks for the invitation, my lord. A real pleasure to be attending you this evening.
Honestly, the pleasure is mine. Raydan, do you have the gifts for our visitors? He sort of gives a nod, turns. You see him go out of sight, up the stairwell, and then swiftly, like a cat silently walking back down the stairs, comes with 2 bundles in a sort of canvas wrap, very different size. There is a small tight bundle with brown twine tied around it, and then there is a larger, bigger bundle wrapped also with twine. He then motions. The big bundle is given to Bodhi, and the small bundle is given to Tristane.
Good things come in small packages.
And he says, "Please, open. If you already have or you do not like, I would love the opportunity to find something that I could still gift you for attending tonight."
That's most gracious of you, my lord. Many thanks indeed.
Thank you.
We are also pleased to let you know that we this evening have purchased a barrel of local wine for you. You can collect it from the Bluestone Inn at a time of your choosing.
Water.
Unfortunately, it was a little beyond us to transport it up here, but nevertheless, we'd be very grateful if you could add it to what I imagine is an extensive wine collection.
You do me great honor, and you do not need to come with gifts. The only gift I would ask tonight is honesty. And if you offer that courtesy, I will do the same. Every and any question you ask, I will give an honest answer.
Can I make an insight check?
Yeah, same.
I would like to make my insight check on Tristane.
Oh, go
I
for
want
it.
to know if he is going to be honest by the way that he reacted to that. I want to I want to vibe on whether he's like, okay, yeah, I can be honest. Or,
How is Tristane?
Which
After
I roll?
hearing that sentence, yeah, roll.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13.
How well do I? No, shit, I rolled a 3. So you know Tristane enough to know that the offer of knowledge and secrets that he shouldn't know is too big of a prize for him to pass up.
So he would be truthful to ensure the truth
he
from
would.
Strahd.
Yes, but there's a part of this where he is also inherently very rebellious against authority. He wants to see just how far he can push that.
Oh. Okay.
So he will say, Lord Strahd, I apologize. I haven't spent a lot of time around regalty. Did you want us to open our gifts now?
Yes, because if you have already or do not like them, I would love the opportunity to, before you depart as my guest, offer something that would be of worth to you.
If you insist. He'll start unraveling it. Before Bodhi can make a move to.
You have a jewelry box that you open, and there is a octagonal, dark blue and light shimmering blue swirling, almost liquid inside of a crystal. And you've been gifted a ring of the Shadow Blade. So this is a rare ring that requires attunement. And this ring, when activated, this viscous black liquid seeps from the gemstone before crystallizing into a razor-edged blade of jagged black crystal. Shadow Blade. As a bonus action, you can summon a Shadow Blade. In your empty hand, the blade lasts for 10 minutes until you dismiss it. No action required, or it leaves your grasp. The Shadow Blade is a magical weapon with the following properties. 1d8 psychic damage. It is a finesse light thrown weapon. You gain proficiency with it, and it counts as a magical weapon for overcoming resistances. There is also another feature of the Shadow Blade called Mind Over Muscle. While wielding the Shadow Blade, you can use your intelligence modifier instead of your strength or dexterity for the attack and damage rolls you make with it.
Cool.
And then you also get Shadow Manifestation. You summon the Shadow Blade a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus per day, and this replenishes per long rest.
Wow. Lucky.
Do you open yours?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You see this big, beautiful crimson and gold cloak. You've been gifted a cloak of grandeur. It is a wondrous item which also requires attunement. So this magnificent cloak is woven from the most luxurious fabrics, and it catches light with every movement. Whether draped over armor or fine clothes, it seems to move with a will of its own, lending its wearer an unmistakable air of confidence and authority. you get a couple of features with it. Regal Bearing. While wearing this cloak, you gain a bonus to armor class equal to your wisdom modifier at a minimum of +1 to a maximum of half your proficiency bonus rounded up. You gain this bonus even while you are incapacitated.
Wow.
It moves autonomously. Billowing display. As a bonus action, you can command the cloak to dramatically billow despite the absence of wind. You can use this property a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest.
Yes.
Grand performance. Immediately after activating the cloak's billowing display, you get advantage on one charisma skill of your choice. So you can either get an advantage on a persuasion, deception, performance, or intimidation check before you either end the command or your next turn. There is also another thing. When you are attuned to this, you get the feature Cutting Wit. You now, while attuned to it, you now know Vicious Mockery cantrip.
Oh,
Yeah.
You can cast a Vicious Mockery using the cloak, and you can choose to use either your wisdom or your charisma as your spellcasting ability for the spell and the spell save DC.
That is
That's
glorious
so cool.
and perfect. Thank you. My lord, this is quite the gift. It's glorious. Would you mind if I
whoa, hey, whoa.
tried it on?
I would love nothing more.
And he like
It
holds.
It has a little like tap tap. So think of for your cloak a little bit like a Doctor Strange
it's a Doctor
type
Strange
of like
cloak. But a fancy one, not a mischievous one. I love it.
Yeah. So you can, not an additional free action, but anything that Bodhi could do in combat as a free action, for semantics, you can actually ask your cloak to do it. So if you would like it to sheath your weapon, or draw your weapon and hand it to you, or whatever, you don't get two uses, but you can just get that to do it to
I can get
aid
like
you.
the little menial task stuff. It can just do like it can grab a potion out of my pocket if I needed it.
Or put a lid back on a potion.
That's amazing. Can it
Justine,
could it like take a note for me? Can it like
With practice, you can work to it. You still need to attune it, so you are figuring and seeing these out without the full benefit of them right now. So, Fergus?
looks at the ring, tries it on to the index finger,
Perfect fit.
and goes, truths, yes, Lord Strahd? Did you get Lady Wachter to measure these for you today?
I did.
Well, she did an excellent job. I didn't realize you had so many friends in Vallaki.
Lady Wachter is someone who, if I'm being honest and transparent, I think sees a entanglement with me as an advantage to overthrow the Burgomaster. I see a mutual benefit in having someone who seeks my aid and approval for now.
we actually had the pleasure of a brief meeting with the Burgomaster today and his rather large companion.
A very loud fellow, despite his size, and then someone who, despite his size, is the antithesis.
He struck me as a chap that tends to command respect without troubling himself with the step of earning respect.
Perhaps.
Well, I'm ever so grateful. This is a beautiful cloak, and I worry that our gift of a barrel of wine doesn't quite measure up to your generosity.
Look, hopefully, whatever we can offer you tonight with our company will lessen the gap. I was curious, and I kind of want to have this conversation part as the casual, as casually as I can, as part of the kind of the dinner proceedings happens.
There's just drinks and food, but he says they're waiting for Zara to come down. She should be here in a moment.
So there is only us, Strahd, and the two ladies.
What colour are Helga and Anastasia?
Yeah. So, Helga is wearing. I'm going to confuse myself already. I believe she's wearing the yellow dress.
Cool.
And she is with you, Tristane. So Helga, Tristane.
Helga.
And Anastasia is with Bodhi, and she is wearing the purple dress.
And how do they seem? Are they happy to be there? Are they cheerful? Are they shy? Are they...
Helga is a bubbly, innocent, sweet thing who is just delighted that you guys are here and is just sort of hanging on your every word. Anastasia seems to be someone who she's taller, brown hair, carries a bit more of a you have to prove to me that you're worthy to sit at this table. She's polite, but there is this she's assessing you as to why are you here.
Oh, hang on, I need to word this question correctly. No, this needs to be part of the over the dinner chat. I think this needs to carry on.
Bodhi will go into small talk mode then. He will ask Strahd if that was an original piece he was playing on the organ, something he composed, or something from the region. He'd ask about the wine. He'd ask Anastasia about the wine.
With the music, he says he has been lucky enough to have a range of travellers visit the lands over the years, and every now and again you get a musical savant come into the valley, and he has seen, observed, and picked up a few things from these nomadic performers and bards.
Okay. Well, Bodhi will go into full charisma chatty chat mode.
Cool.
Can I, at some point during the small talk, ask if
Are you struggling to ask a question without lying? Is that what's going on here?
No, that's actually not what it is. I'm trying to word it really
I can't even
specifically.
ask a question, honestly.
Nah, there's a really specific... I'm trying to word this without leading to any understanding that I may or may not have. Oh, sorry, that I may have... I don't know how to do it, but in character, is there a way that I can ask if Strahd has... Oh, you know what? I could say, Strahd, I know we mentioned it earlier
Strahd me,
on.
old mate.
So listen, Strahd.
Body.
Sorry, Lord Strahd. I know we mentioned it earlier, but have you been to the Blue Water Inn recently to try the new batch of wizard from the wine from the wizard?
No.
Oh, you really should go. It's quite some wine, and I don't know if you've met him, but the barkeep, lovely guy. He even gave us his own little private parlor for the right price. I'm sure he'd be happy to entertain you.
Just so I understand, are you saying that you offer me entrance and bid me welcome within the Blue Water Inn?
Sadly, I don't own the Blue Water Inn. I couldn't offer you that. It's not my place. What I am saying, I was just curious if you had visited the town at all, because I didn't want to leave any. I guess
Tristane.
I was just
Tristane.
yes.
I am not the people that you grew up with. You do not have to be clever and dance around things to appease me. You can be honest and direct, and I will not get offense. You are my guest here. You will not be punished. You will not be hurt. You do not need to be that little boy.
I'd love to see a study at some point in the night, if that would be okay. I'm sure there's a wealth of knowledge there that I could only dream of being privy to. And trust me when I say there's no false honorifics in that statement.
Yeah,
I know.
Our friend Tristane has the true curiosity of a scholar, and your man Isha, Mr. Isha, informed us that there was quite the burgeoning library in your study. So I think he's quite overcome with excitement about it.
I will make sure to include it on the tour after our first course and before we get into dessert. I would like to show you around the castle, because I also offer this night as guests. We have accommodation available to you, and we would be honored to have you here so that we may hopefully get a better understanding, because for all our sakes, if we are to seek freedom, he looks at Tristane when he says that, we need to try different things, or we become a prison unto our habits and patterns.
Very well said, my lord. We look forward to the festivities of the evening. And I feel like Bodhi would sort of glide past Tristane quite close to go and chat up Anastasia a bit more. And as he did, he would just lean down and go, "Do try to relax, Tristane. Good lad."
Coming, you hear these footsteps coming into vision. If you are in this room of the dining room now,
Yep.
Wherever you guys are,
Yeah, I'll put myself. Whoop.
yeah, cool. You see a dark-haired woman, black, in a beautiful red ball gown. Her hair is tied up, and she is moving unnaturally in the sense that you can tell she does not like wearing dresses. And she does a half curtsy and comes to sit down at the table. And Strahd says, Tristane, Bodhi, I would like to introduce our Lady Zara, the errant knight. Now, can I get you both to roll a history with advantage?
Yikes.
24?
Wicked.
14.
Okay. Bodhi, okay, not much resonates with you. Tristane,
Cool title.
yeah, you know that the errant knights are a order of knights from the realm in which you're from before this, that have taken a vow to hold no religious ties or political ties or agenda. They are to only serve the small folk in defense of the machinations of those in power. And it was founded by this legendary figure known as Arthur Oathkeeper. And they are also known as, not just errant knights, but those in Order of the Ryad, which is a secular group of powerful warriors who are sworn to protect that legendary sword until the sword chooses another champion that's worthy.
Interesting. At the knowledge, at the name drop of the errant knight, I think Tristane would shoot a very confused, pitying look at Zara, given the circumstance that she's now found herself in as one of these figures. And maybe beckon her over to sit next to him.
Has Isha pulled out a chair directly in front of you.
Perfect.
And you have Helga to your left, and to your right is Anastasia, who is sitting there. There is Isha, and then there is Zara. There is Strahd at the head of the table, and then this young girl walking in with big doughy blue eyes, who Strahd stands and pulls out a chair between Isha and himself, and introduces also Gertrude.
I feel like we know that name. That name feels
The
very
young
familiar.
girl from Bavaria that fled her mother. There was Mad Mary, the mother in the town.
Yes.
The crying.
Yep. Her daughter
Yeah.
Gertrude is got invited to. No, yeah, she met. Her mother trapped her daughter,
Yeah.
Gertrude, but then Gertrude got invited to Ravenloft.
And she just sort of like happily is like waving, like she's just happy to see people, you guys.
Cool.
And then Strahd gets her to sit down, and helps push a chair in, and then says, while I'm sure we have questions for Zara, and Zara, you might have them for Bodhi and Tristane, we have put aside time in the evening that you may be able to do that in private, because obviously you would want to be able to talk freely and openly, without having to half say things. So,
My lord.
yes,
I'll actually interject rather rudely. Sorry, my lord. I am curious.
the lights dim.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I am curious though. At the mention of talking privately and half truths, forgive my half speak earlier. It's a habit that's hard to break, particularly around rulership. Will any conversation we have in private in this castle actually be in private, or will there always be listening ears here that we can't see?
If you would like privacy, I will give you privacy.
Do I buy that?
Is
Actually,
that
I do.
all?
Yes, thank you. And apologies again.
The lights lift back up in illumination, and he then goes into a topic that I would love to get external opinions on is where is the line between romance and stalking?
I believe that the answer to that, my lord, lies somewhere in the reciprocity, doesn't it? Understanding the allowing your intentions to be understood so that the object of those intentions is able to either encourage or discourage, and then respecting those signals in turn. It's a contract of sorts.
A binding one.
But binding as far as permission extends, perhaps.
So it is just the perception of the recipient of either that will determine whether you're waiting 700 years for an opportunity to show them love is romance or stalking.
I think on both sides of the relationship, the difference between waiting excitedly for 700 years and yearning desperately for 700 years requires distinction.
It does. I have another question, and I'm enjoying this, Bodhi. You are a well-thought individual, and this is most helpful.
Bodhi is tucking into the wine, by the way. He's quite stressed out.
If
On the opposite hand, considering his position earlier, Tristane is laser focused right now. He is so locked.
your people that you originate from, they are a noble people of duty and upholding. What would they do if, for the survival and freedom, and I mean freedom from despair or an ultimate downward spiraling of doom, all it took was a group to help one person who believed otherwise, help that person see the benefit of a task or an action, and if that person found that outcome with conviction, everyone was saved and free. Where does duty land?
I think, as I believe you're referencing, when it comes to communities, there is always the temptation to pursue the greater good and deliver the greater good through duty, but without checks and balances, duty can very easily become habit, and through going through the motions rather than performing duty, opportunists arise. That's the beginning of your spiral, in my opinion.
Can I offer a clarification to my question then, to hone it into something a bit more specific?
By all means, my lord.
Imagine you had thousands of souls who, to no fault of their own, were endlessly trapped in a corner of the Shadowfell at the torment and whim of a being of dread. And their freedom, the chance for those souls to come and go where they please and to live and die and pass to the afterlife. If all of that was held by one individual, and all she had to do is change her perception of things, does she not have a duty to do so if it meant saving everyone else? And if she is unaware of it, is there not a duty of the people around her to educate her and aid her in freeing everyone?
If I can, interject for a moment in this conversation with a question. This individual who the souls are being leveraged upon, is it her choosing that the souls are being leveraged upon her, or the choosing of someone else? Or is there no force placing this choice on her shoulders?
I will speak plainly, and we will get to the meat of the matter. Zara, with her, carries a pragmatic wisdom and has been thought-provoking in her company, and has poised a very different hypothetical, I thought, about the freedom of all of us. For, unfortunately, and including myself, we are all trapped now in Bavaria. Souls here cannot leave, they just simply get reincarnated.
Right. And
to get into the details of the contract, let's just say I believe that the cycle that has always happened, which is a woman, a beautiful woman by the name of Tatiana, who I now believe to be Irina, has fled me for the last 700 years. I love her immensely and truly. And I believe if she was to love me in return, it would complete a contract, and in the completion of the contract, this cycle and this prison that we are all stuck in would cease to exist, and everyone would be free.
And
could I be so bold as to ask a question, my lord?
I believe you have the capacity.
With your talk about duty and the greater good and the 1,000 souls for whom their freedom is at stake, one would imagine that anybody in a position to potentially free those souls would do so very willingly. It sounds like a noble duty. if there is resistance from Tatiana or Irina or anybody for that matter, one is led to imagine that there must be some cost that that person is unwilling to pay.
There is no cost, just...
The cost is to simply love you, my lord.
It is to give me the opportunity to let her know me as she did in a previous life before all of this mess started.
Can I... I'm sorry, Lord Strahd, but I think you've done a wonderful job at posing the scenario. However, you have rather deftly dodged my question entirely. And so I'd like to come back to it if that's okay.
I did not intend to, so please ask.
What exactly is keeping these people here? And does this person, Tatiana, now Irina or whomever, did they choose to have this burden placed upon them? Or is this burden being forced upon them without their choice?
That fault is mine. For
Right.
I was a confident lord and wizard, and I had carved out a kingdom to make my family proud. And I could defeat almost anything that came against me except for aging. And in the hubris, and when I first met Tatiana, and I fell in love with her and have loved her every day since. I knew that the difference in our age would erode any chance. So I sought out dark powers that now reside in a place known as the Amber Temple, which I believe is where Zara's companions' journey, according to her, led them. And that is how young Bleak came to be the monstrosity that he was when he was ultimately trying to attack you. I did not complete my contract, and in doing that, we are all bound here because of it. So I thought there was two ways to free us all. The first was to destroy the entities in the Amber Temple, but I am not entirely sure without some otherworldly grand source of magical entity, if that's possible, or maybe there is finding someone to take up the contract and they are able to fulfill the contract.
This contract being...
my soul, so that I may live forever, so that I may spend the rest of my days with Tatiana.
Then...
Or the third option, because the thing that has never happened is we were never able to be together. And if that love is returned, I know it sounds silly like a fairy tale, but that is why I asked the question initially of when is it stalking and when is it just romance? Because who is not to say that true love coming together at last will not be the thing that completes that bargain, and we are able to pass over into the afterlife and everyone can be free.
My lord, are you saying that the only reason these thousands of souls are trapped here is because you chose to preserve your own life for the chance of loving another, and the only thing preventing them from leaving is the fact that you insist on living?
I cannot die.
Yes, I understand. But is that the case?
It is. But do not think I have not even tried myself. Even if you were to end me, I re-exist after 1 or 2 nights.
That's a difficult situation to find yourself in, my lord.
And I am sorry.
And sadly, now a rather difficult situation that we find ourselves in.
My lord, with
Then
the second option, assuming that you're unable to destroy the powers at the Amber Temple, and the truly mutual love between yourself and Tatiana is not able to be captured. You did mention that finding someone else to fulfill the contract was an option. Is this something that you've tried?
Unfortunately, anytime I try and find someone worthy of being the next ruler of Bavaria, they disappoint or are selfish and corruptible.
My lord, could you?
I mean,
could you perhaps just help me understand our friend Zara here's involvement in this conundrum of yours?
He sort of motions to her, and she's just jumps in, and she's just like, "Look, I've tried to kill him myself." And he sort of like laughs, and he's just like, "And you gave a good nudge."
Oh my god, he's so awful.
He just comes back. So there has to be some other way to break the curse on this land, otherwise we're trapped. And if you try and go through the fog, it's just exhausting, and it's full of despair, and I don't know. And I need to help these people. I need to help them be free.
Lord Strahd?
Yes.
My question is twofold. Is keeping these people trapped in an eternal prison under your rulership better than freeing them from this prison and granting them the dignity of death even if that means they would exist under a corrupt ruler, genuinely the better decision in your mind?
I'm sorry, what corrupt ruler are you talking about?
Well, sorry. You state that you state that you have chosen not to relinquish control of the kingdom of Barovia and the duty and rulership and stewardship of Castle Ravenloft over these lands to an inheritor, because as you describe it, they have been selfish or corruptible or not worthy and disappointing. But by that metric, are you suggesting that keeping the thousands of souls in Barovia trapped in this eternal reincarnation prison is actually better than giving them the chance to die and be freed of this prison, even if it meant that it would be out of your control?
The people that came close turned into monstrosities. I have had to free these people from lich, from aberrations, from all manner of evil that would look to enslave them, rather than give them lands and burgomasters and their own choices to be and do as they please. I try and not intervene except for like a case with Gertrude where this poor girl...
And please understand, I think that as far as you are existing within the confines of this rulership, I actually think you're doing a mostly good job for what the situation that these people exist in is. However, the one choice that you haven't granted them is the decision of life or death, because they are, in a sense, enslaved to life without the choice. And in my mind, that's more of an enslavement than any other, because there is no end.
It is not by my decree that these other potentials are unworthy.
Worthiness doesn't matter if you said that as long as you are not in control, the contract could be broken and this encapsulation
They
would
have
end.
to bargain with the entity in the Ember Temple.
Right.
And it decides.
And that is a very important piece of information. Thank you for sharing it. In honesty, I appreciate the vulnerability that it takes to share this with two random travelers who have very little clue about what's happening in this valley and are completely out of their depth.
I do not say this if it has not been a conclusion that I have come to lightly. These are the three options that 700 years of attempts and trial by error have led me to stand on.
Destroy the entity, fulfill the contract on your behalf, or hope that love voids it.
And there is a very low risk one that I believe you can help with. So let's take those weapons and go kill a god of despair in the Amber Temple, boys. That's a joke, Tristan.
Oh, is that all?
Laugh.
I was aware. It's just the first joke I've heard you make, Lord. I wasn't quite sure how to take it.
A date with Irina. I will not use any magics on her. I just want reassurance from you to her that I am not an evil monster and I do not intend to harvest her or corrupt her. I want the opportunity for her to know me.
Did you not forcefully charm her brother just earlier today?
I said we should be friends. And I believe we should be, because if he does not view me kindly, that is not going to be a foundation for a long or stable love.
Yes, but my lord, would he have the choice of being friends with you? Or would he have to be friends with you?
He would have the choice.
Did
What
you give him
harm
the choice
befooled him? And how do you
Sorry.
know he was not going to try and shoot me? And if I evaded, that poor young girl, what was her name?
All I ask, my lord, is that
What was her name?
are you asking me because you don't know, or are you asking me because you wish to force me to speak?
I'm asking you because right now I have been nothing but transparent and honest, as I said I would be. And you are looking everywhere except at the rock on the ground, which I am asking you to look at. And we both know we're dancing this dance, and I don't know why you're being avoidant.
Have you met the young
With
lady
res-
before, my lord?
with respect, my lord, we chose not to bring her along tonight, and we would like to keep her out of tonight's proceedings, unless absolutely necessary. And if, as you've said, we have a freedom here to come and go and engage as equals in terms of our conversation, not in terms of power or status, but simply in terms of being honest and open, I openly tell you that because she isn't here of her own will and her own preservation, I think it's best in her interests that unless we are forced to, we leave her out of this conversation. And if we are forced to, then we are not being transparent and open.
I'm not going to force you to do anything, Tristane. I am not the men of the cloth you grew up with. I would not hold a trinket or a bauble over your head or have it like a leash dictating your freedom. I have said that once, but you hurt me, and I will not forget this. I believe we can pause dinner and begin our tour of the grounds. Excuse me, I must retire for a moment. I will see you shortly. And he gets up and leaves.
Well, that wasn't that interesting, Anastasia. Do you have an opinion on the Lord's conundrum?
I don't see what the problem is. Why you not set up date?
It's not our heart to ravel into somebody else's. It's a permission
For the first time in the entire dinner, Tristane drinks from his glass of wine.
Zara says, "Could we please show these young lads where my quarters are and where their potential guest quarters would be?" And then the other parties sort of stand and will take you through some of the castle grounds there. You're going to get taken out into, if you come out this way.
This guy is so stressful. Oh my God.
And if we come up here, I'm just going to move.
As Tristane walks with it's like a switch has been flipped to Bodhi, really obviously, that now Tristane walks as if he is back in control of himself, at least. Maybe wrongly, but he feels very achieved right now.
He's gone toe to toe. It's like the opening round, and Tristane feels like he's somewhat held his own
because he got a piece of information that Strahd wasn't willing to give in to.
And you didn't drop Arabella in the soup yet.
Exactly, because I forced his game. I forced him to play to his game, and he had to yield.
He reacted funnily when we freely gave him our names at the beginning, when we first met him, right? Was there a glimmer of... Or was that more Tristane reacted weirdly when Bodhi just introduced himself and gave his name? I can't remember.
If I go
names are a thing,
back,
right?
Yeah, I distinctly remember there being a strange...
when the name was given, I do remember...
strange thing about him. Yeah, and we know that names have power here. People don't say Strahd's name because it carries a weight. Why would he be so desperate to know her name?
Well,
that's
not only has Tristane pissed off a couple of witches, but you've now pissed off the vampire lord. Good job, buddy.
I'm feeling great.
It's a fantastic time. So I'll describe to you what you see in the corridor ahead of you, but before we do that, I need you both to make another perception roll each, please.
2.
7. Tristane's just so chuffed with himself. He's...
Bodhi's had too much wine.
Could it be investigation instead? No, because I'm not closely looking at anything. No, nothing.
What's your passives?
My passive is 14. It was actually 6, not 2, because I didn't add anything, but still.
Okay. With a passive of 14, there will be a point where you notice that Gertrude is no longer following you. So you are just in the 6 of you as a total. There is you two with your accompanying...
Us, Helga,
Anastasia,
Zara.
and Helga, and then Zara and Isha. And so they are...
Oh, Isha's there as well.
Walk with you. And there is something right at the end where Gertrude was. There is floating at the back, probably another 5 feet away from this train of peers, the flying sword that Strahd arrived with. That is just floating, blade pointed at the ground, just like a cross sort of drifting silently behind you.
Thanks, I hate it.
Can I turn to the sword?
If so, you wouldn't notice it with your passive. If he points it out to you.
Sorry, yeah. Bodhi, would you notice it, or would you not even point it out?
I mean, I rolled a 2. Maybe I see it, but Bodhi's freaked out enough.
You just think nothing of it.
He's reeling from that discussion. I don't know.
Yeah, cool.
I don't think so.
Now we'll move on from it. That's cool.
Wicked. You are entering a corridor with 14 of these armored, sort of like displays of armor. These ones are a bit more regal and a bit more heavy armored than the ones, but they're sharing the same insignia and makeup and design. Though the only difference is, as you walk through this corridor, every single one of them, their heads twist and follow you as you walk through.
Cool.
At above the double doors at the other end of the hallway, you see what looks to be a bashed and beaten bronze circular depiction of a sun. Like someone was aggrieved at its presence and has wailed on it repeatedly.
Is it the same symbol as the insignia of the Morning Lord that we've been seeing?
Yeah. You are able to enter the chapel ahead of you if you would like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Shit, yeah.
Cool. Go for it. So, dim colour filtered through the tall, broken, and boarded up windows of stained glass illuminating the ancient chapel of Ravenloft. A few bats flutter about near the top of the 90-foot-high dome ceiling. A balcony runs the length of the west wall, which is directly above where you've come in, 50 feet above the floor. In the centre of the balcony, two dark shapes are slumped in tall chairs. Benches coated with centuries of dust lie about the floor in jumbled disarray. Beyond this debris, lit by a piercing shaft of light, an altar stands upon a stone platform. The sides of this altar are carved with bas refills of angelic figures intertwined with grapevines. The light from above falls directly on a silver statuette. A cloaked figure is draped over the altar, and a black mace lies on the floor at its feet.
Have we been escorted here by Isha? Largely, like Isha is leading this parade, right?
Right. Can I glance at Zara and see her reaction to this situation?
She's really confused because she's never went this way. And he makes his way over to the wall over here, and you see him touch 3 particular stones, and then there is a door that opens up here, and you can actually pass through.
Are we able
outside.
to remember the stones he touched? Could we see? Did he do it openly for us to see?
Roll perception again, and we'll see what you saw before the noise illuminated it.
18.
Natural one.
Tristane
Nice.
was able to.
Cool.
If we come here, are you able to? Okay. I'm going to move your figures over out. Are they going to go through? There we go. No. Okay. It is. I'm going to jump to a different one of these. And I'm going to plop you guys. You come out over here outside the chapel.
Right, okay.
Cool.
And I'm going to put down the group party movement.
Mm-hmm.
And so you make your way through. This part is a outdoor garden area. And you walk through this sort of unkept, what was once a really, really beautiful outdoor garden outside the chapel, and you see a big iron gate and then a long extension, and in the distance you can see the hills in the valley ahead, and you get taken into A warm, small room and hearth with a table. This is Zara's personal chambers where she is. And she turns to them and says, I believe the Lord said that if we wanted a moment of privacy, we would be granted that. And they all kind of look at each other and be like, we'll wait back in the garden. And then they leave. And she shuts the door. And she opens it again. I don't allow anyone to enter this room. And then she shuts it. And then she looks at you both.
My Lady of the Errant Knights.
Okay. How do you know Antonius?
Good question.
Antonius is one of my countrymen. He and I belong to the same organisation. I've known him for a number of years. He is something of a, not mentor, tutor, let's say.
I've known Antonius for a few years.
Okay.
How about you, Zara?
I didn't know him for long. Oh, that's not true. We knew each other for a while, but I didn't think we'd get trapped here. And recently, he saved my life. And it's a bit of a long story. But I hope he's okay, though I worry because the last time I saw him, he had the sun sword and the holy symbol, and I've seen the holy symbol in this castle.
The sun sword? Sorry?
It's a very, very cool weapon.
Cool.
It is the hilt of what was a bastard sword, and there's a little fragment of the blade, but when you wield it, a blade emerges with the vibrating heat of focused into a point of the sun.
Cool. Is this the sun
Bad.
Sorry?
Just gonna say bad news for nighttime things.
Is this the sword that your organisation is sworn to protect?
Oh no, not Oathkeeper. No, not at all.
Different sword. And I do have a question before we get into any more nitty gritty. I feel like besides the obvious, all of us knowing Antonius and not knowing his whereabouts, I feel like one of the key differences here is that Tristane and I are here by accident, you could say. No intention of being here. I get the impression that you were here intentionally. Is that correct?
Yes.
So, are you here in Barovia on purpose? The answer's yes. Are you here in Castle Ravenloft wearing a red dress, having dinner with us at Strahd's dinner party on purpose?
Yeah.
You're going to need to talk us through that then, Zara. I can't think.
Okay.
Can't think why you.
No, I mean, because this is the only way that she can try to figure out how to save all the people of Barovia.
I think I should start at the beginning. And that's where we're going to pause.
Wicked. Wow.
He's awful, Jacob, and you play him beautifully.
I love him, actually.
Right?
Tristane actually quite likes him. After all of that, he finds a lot of enjoyment from him, even though he doesn't like him.
He stresses me out.
Man.
He's worse.
What a guy. This is the first time I've ended a session and not wanted to cry. Like, this is... I have no dread right now.
I do. I have heaps. And I prefer Chipperoo. Yeah. More Chipperoo.
He's
man.
a joy, a pleasure. He is...
He's a complicated fellow.
Yep. He is a very complicated fellow. That's a very light way to put it.
Is he, like, can I ask it's a question, but it's sort of the thread that I've got in my head about him at the moment.
Is he handsome?
Yeah, is he hot? Is it a smoke show?
He's very well kept for an older gentleman.
Distinguished. He's Piers Brosnan. On the scale of distinguished gents.
I don't know. I don't know if I can Piers Brosnan.
All right. I wonder whether the 700-year wait and the 3 ways to end it all and his anguish at not being able to free these people, it feels to me like something that he's convinced himself of because he's unwilling to give up the control. That's sort of where
you saw how he reacted the moment I suggested that he might not do things super benevolently. He freaked out and left the room.
He freaked out and left the room because you wouldn't tell him what he wanted to know.
We also, right, just as a note, we have just assumed that when he said, yeah, I'll be completely upfront and honest, that he's being completely upfront and honest. We've just assumed that.
I don't trust him as far as I could spit him.
He has no reason to actually be upfront and honest.
If you guys
and he just keeps saying, guys, listen, guys, look, I promise I'm being honest. Come on, be honest with me too.
Trust me.
It's supposed to be a quid quo pro. Dude, you just tried to charm her brother.
You don't know if he was going to attack or harm someone.
Just some harmless charming.
Yeah. And by the way, what was the name of that young girl that he could have shot with his crossbow?
The moment that he that image of him faltered, he freaked out and left. Whoa, hey, don't you dare.
I wish we had sea invisibility, by the way. I kind of want it on all the time now I know that there's someone invisible in the castle. I want to just get a glimpse.
This is so much fun.
What a wonderful time. Hey, thank you
for my amazing cloak as well, Jacob.
Thank you to everyone watching.
I will, absolutely. Thank you for everyone who has joined us along this, which is only the first course of dinner in Castle Ravenloft.
I get the feeling we're going to spend, given our streaming schedule, the rest of the year in Castle Ravenloft.
Yeah, we'll have Christmas at Castle
Ravenloft.
We're
gonna finish dinner. We're gonna have Christmas dinner
with Strahd.
At Christmas.
Christmas
with Strahd. We're gonna have dessert, right? Wow.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone,
for hanging around. And we got a couple of subs right at the beginning. So thank you for those as well. Yeah, we did. We got one.
We got one or two.
Sassy Disco Sloth, Ragged Rascal.
No, we got a first time chat from. Oh, we did. We got a Prime sub. Thank you so much, Sassy.
New people
Disco Sloth
talking as well. That's what we like. So
Pedigree, Alejandro.
I believe this time I have updated the Discord link correctly. So if you're hanging around, join us in the Discord. I'm sure that we've got plans to pop a few things in there, maps and whatnot. But I'm imagining that we will publish the cool items, like the gifts that we got today, so that you can use them in your own games.
Just as a heads up, it looks like the Discord link is working, but only if you click on the Discord link in the bio and not the Discord banner in the bio. Don't click on the Discord banner, that one's not active. But the actual link to the Discord, that one does go. So
do it. In fact, what I shall do is just grab it very, very quickly, and I will pop it in the chat.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching.
Continues to be
we will
complete pleasure.
Probably be back in 2 weeks. We'll try our best.
2 weeks. 2 weeks is the goal. We're doing it. All right, so we will see you then. Thank you ever so much, and catch you on Discord. Bye-bye.
Love you all.
Bye.